Worried. Let's listen.
He told us that the debate was going to be a debacle of historic and epic proportions. He told us she was not focused, she was not engaged, she was really not participating in the prep. Rick Davis and I sat in the back of the room for a few minutes, suggested everybody take a break, asked everybody to leave the room, and we had a conversation with her.
What did you say to her?
I said to her, I said, Governor, this doesn't seem to be going very well to me. And she assented. She agreed. She said, you know, I think that's right.
And here's more from that CBS interview that Anderson Cooper did with Steve Schmidt. Here it is, quote, Palin had a reflexive tendency to refer to Biden as "Oh Biden." For some reason, every time she said the name Biden, she forgot or somehow got the idea his name was "Oh Biden," and it was a real problem with her. He says that others in the campaign came up with a solution. It was multiple people, and I wasn't one of them, who said at the same time, just say, "Can I call you Joe?" which she did. And so here it is in action at the debate. Let's watch how she avoids saying "Oh Biden."
Hey, can I call you Joe? Okay, good.
Wow, so she made a point of not saying "Oh Biden" by saying, "Can I call you Joe?" We didn't know any of this. And in the actual debate, Governor Palin did actually slip up and did call him "Oh Biden." Let's listen.
And we're building a nearly $40 billion natural gas pipeline, which is North America's largest and most expensive infrastructure project ever to flow those sources of energy into hungry markets. Barack Obama and Senator Biden, you've said no to everything in trying to find a domestic solution to the energy crisis that we're in. You even called drilling safe, environmentally friendly drilling offshore as raping the outer continental shelf.
Chris Saleza, what's... I don't know what to make of it. I don't know how you get into a speech problem like the "Oh Biden." Where do you get that from?
The thing that strikes me, Chris, is that in the two big live events, her big speech at the Republican National Convention and in the debate, she actually was quite good, in my opinion. Now, you can say, oh, she cleared a low bar. Say whatever you like.
Don't spoil my party, Saleza. When you get back to the thing about somebody who has in their cranium the notion that somebody's got an O in front of their name when nobody's ever put it there but her, and she can't get it out of her head.
People have called me Chris Cizilla for my entire life, despite the fact that the L's are way before the Z's.
Never
it just happens.
Saleza. Let me get...
It's clearly...
Oh, Feynman.
It's clear. That's Finneman. That's the Irish pronunciation. Right. It's because she had to say Obama and Biden. So the natural tendency was to say Obama.
All the time. But every time she saw the name Biden or thought of this guy, she called him Biden.
It's a tick. And I don't want to spoil your party either. Okay. However, the Steve Schmidt interview is part of an ongoing campaign by Steve Schmidt and everybody else who is associated with the McCain campaign. All of whom were in on picking Sarah Palin.
To put the dunce cap on
it. Yeah, in picking Sarah Palin.
By the way, the dunce cap is sitting up there.
By the way, they were playing rough game out in St. Paul.
So you're saying nobody's innocent
to push her right after she was nominated and then retreated.
Okay, let's take a look at Senator McCain and Palin. CBS News reports in the upcoming 60 Minutes when they talk about this book, Game Change. Until days before the Republican convention, Senator John McCain was still thinking Senator Joe Lieberman would be his running mate until the blowback was so strong. They feared Lieberman would be rejected by the party, forcing a last-minute choice of Palin for the role. Again, Howard, this is fascinating, because if he was just, and we had heard this from other sources, was right on the verge of trying a real game changer and having a Democrat run with him, a hawkish Democrat, does that mean that Joe Lieberman was ready to join that ticket on the other side, to become the Republican ticket?
Well,
he wanted to go that far?
I don't think there's any question about it. He spoke there, and he's behaving in many respects, especially on foreign policy, today as a Republican. As a matter of fact, I think the White House is concerned about the hearings on Homeland Security that he's going to chair as chairman of that committee in a couple of weeks, for example.
And he might go after the president.
I think he might go after the administration a little bit more than they would find comfortable. So I think he was ready to do it. This begs the question, I hope they answer it in this book. Who exactly pushed him aside at the end, that is Lieberman, and put Palin in his place, in her place?
Yeah, you know, Chris,
I don't know the answer exactly.
Howard is right. Look, John McCain, we've known this. John McCain wanted to pick Joe Lieberman, his personal friend. He thought it would be a game changer, to borrow their topic. The sort of senior staff level in the McCain campaign wanted Tim Pawlenty, safer choice, governor of Minnesota. I think what happened is they basically worked themselves into an absolute deadlock. And at the last minute, they picked Sarah Palin. This idea that Sarah Palin had long been considered, that is not accurate. Tim Pawlenty, Joe Lieberman were the two axes on which the campaign argued over the last few months about who the vice president was going to be, and they wound up going with neither.
It's like, I can't have a steak, give me a fish and chips. I mean, it's a weird decision to make between Pawlenty, who's a heavyweight governor of Minnesota, and Sarah Palin.
I totally agree, which is why it wasn't going to be him, to McCain. I want the scene, or maybe they got the scene of who says, you know what, it can't be McCain, it can't be Lieberman, it can't be Pawlenty. I want to know who and how they threw Palin in there at that last minute. Anyway, I hope they got it. It's the story of the campaign.
Maybe they got a call from Bill Kristol. Anyway, thank you, Howard Fineman, Chris Cillizza. We can't wait to read the whole book. I'd like to say something nice, by the way, and true about Jean Biden, Vice President's 92-year-old mom who passed away today. I was fortunate to meet her a few times, but let's let her son do the honors.
As a child, I stuttered. And she lovingly would look at me and tell me, Joey, it's because you're so bright you can't get the thoughts out quickly enough. When I was not as well dressed as the other kids, she'd look at me and say, Joey, oh, you're so handsome, honey, you're so handsome. And when I got knocked down by guys bigger than me, and this is the God's truth, she sent me back out and said, bloody their nose so you can walk down the street the next day. And that's what I did. You know, and after the accident, she told me, she said, Joey, God sends no cross that you cannot bear. And when I triumphed, my mother was quick to remind me it was because of others. My mother's creed is the American creed. No one is better than you. Everyone is your equal, and everyone is equal to you.